Oscar Wilde once said, "Between men and women there is no friendship possible. There is passion, enmity, worship, love, but no friendship." Is this quote still relevant in today's society? Let's delve into the complexities of male-female friendship. In the Western world, societal norms surrounding friendships between men and women can often appear convoluted. There's a growing trend of men choosing to go their own way, a movement known as MGTOW, due to the perceived imbalance in these relationships. Some argue that women often keep male friends close only when it benefits them, be it for financial support, companionship, or emotional comfort. On the other side of the coin, there are men who find themselves in the so-called friend zone. This is a place where they are seen as friends, but not potential romantic partners, by the women they are close to. But why do men stay in the friend zone? Is it due to low self-esteem, or the hope that the woman will eventually see his worth? These men are often the shoulder to cry on, the listening ear when a woman laments about another lover, the elusive Chad who seems to share his affections among many women rather than noticing the qualities of the men in her friend zone. However, it appears that men are becoming more aware of these dynamics. They are recognizing the games and opting to walk away, to go their own way. This shift is not lost on women, who are also noticing that men are done with the heartaches and the high drama that can come with dating in the West. Meanwhile, some Western women seem to be less concerned about the number of men they've been with. In a twist of societal norms, it's become more of a badge of honor to have had many partners. This, however, doesn't align with what many men desire in a woman. This tug-of-war of expectations and realities is reshaping the landscape of male-female friendships and relationships. The ripple effects of these changes are felt in family dynamics and even birth rates. The friend zone, an often dreaded place for many men. But why do they stay there? In the game of love, are men becoming more aware of the moves women are making? In the grand chessboard of romance, men are increasingly realizing that they might have been pawns in a game where the rules are ever-changing. The traditional notion of friendship between men and women is being redefined. Men are starting to see the subtle tactics, the concealed strategies, and are choosing to move away from a game they believe they can't win. This shift is particularly evident in the rise of the men going their own way, or MGTW movement. In a world where women are increasingly asserting their independence, men are responding by choosing to focus on personal growth rather than chasing romantic relationships. And what about women? There's a changing attitude towards the number of partners women have. Once frowned upon, it's now seen as a badge of honor for some. Women are embracing their freedom and choice, not letting societal norms dictate their actions. But this shift isn't without its critics. Some men feel as though they're being sidelined, reduced to mere options in a woman's romantic repertoire. They see women keeping male friends close, but only when they benefit. Companionship, financial support, emotional comfort, these are seen as currencies exchanged in the game of love. But is this game fair? Men often find themselves in the friend zone, hoping that the woman will one day recognize his worth. But more often than not, they find themselves being a shoulder to cry on, a confidant hearing about other lovers, rather than being the object of affection. Faced with these realities, men are making their choice. They're walking away from high-drama dating, choosing to be treated with respect and dignity. But this isn't just about men and women. The implications ripple outwards, affecting family dynamics and birth rates. As men begin to walk away from high-drama dating, what are the implications for our society? This game of love isn't just a personal matter, it's a societal one. And it's a game that we're all playing, whether we realize it or not. When men walk away, it's not just the dating scene that's affected. Let's explore the wider implications. Family dynamics, once typically portrayed as a nuclear unit with clear roles, are shifting. Men, frustrated with the perceived imbalance in relationships, are choosing to go their own way, or MGTW. This decision impacts not only their immediate relationships, but also the composition of families as we know them. With more men stepping out of traditional roles, we're observing a transformation in family structures. Single-parent households are becoming more prevalent, and the influence of male figures within familial settings is, in some cases, dwindling. The ripple effect doesn't stop at family dynamics. Birth rates, too, are impacted. In societies where MGTW is gaining traction, we're seeing a decline in birth rates. When men opt out of relationships, it's not just about the here and now, it's about future generations. Lower birth rates could potentially affect economic growth and social security systems, creating a domino effect that reaches far beyond the realm of personal relationships. Now, let's consider the alternative. Men aren't just stepping back. Some are seeking relationships elsewhere. There's been an increase in men looking to countries where traditional gender roles are more prevalent. These are places where men feel their expectations of relationships are more likely to be met. This trend isn't simply about finding a partner, it's about finding a social structure that aligns more closely with their values and desires. Yet, this choice to seek relationships elsewhere isn't without its implications. It prompts questions about cultural understanding and compatibility. It raises issues about the global dynamics of love and relationships. It's yet another piece in the complex puzzle of human connection. As men seek greener pastures, what role does the government play in this evolving dynamic? As we delve into the next scene, we'll examine the government's role in navigating the changing tides of relationships. Because like it or not, when men walk away, it's not just about them or their partners, it's about us all. In a society where men are increasingly going their own way, what has been the government's response? The government, as a regulatory and law-enforcing entity, has a significant role in shaping the dynamics of male-female relationships. This influence is most apparent when we consider the issues of child custody and financial obligations following a divorce. Let's delve into child custody. Traditionally, the scales of justice have tilted towards women, with courts often granting mothers primary custody. This trend is rooted in the age-old belief that mothers are inherently better caregivers. However, this can leave fathers feeling sidelined, unable to nurture a deep bond with their children post-separation. It's a complex issue that has prompted calls for reform, for a shift towards joint custody, and a more balanced approach that recognizes the importance of both parents in a child's life. Next, we turn to the financial implications of a breakup. Once again, the government's hand is evident. Alimony and child support payments are legal obligations that are often shouldered by men. These financial burdens can strain men's resources, sometimes leaving them struggling to make ends meet. However, it's important to remember that these laws were put in place with the noble intention of providing for children and ensuring their well-being. The issue arises when these laws are exploited or when they fail to consider each case's unique circumstances. Moreover, these legal obligations can inadvertently fuel the perception that women only maintain friendships with men for personal gain. This isn't fair to women who genuinely value their male friends, and it's certainly not fair to men who feel used. So you see, the government's role in this intricate dance of friendship and love is not to be underestimated. Laws and regulations can shape perceptions, influence behavior, and even alter the course of relationships. In this evolving landscape of male-female dynamics, it's crucial for the government to reassess and adapt its policies. To create a society where men and women can truly be friends, we need laws that promote fairness, mutual respect, and understanding. The government plays a significant role in these dynamics, but what does this mean for the future of male-female friendships? As we navigate these complex dynamics, what does the future hold for male-female friendships? We've delved into the complexities of friendship, dissected the game of love, and observed the domino effect it has on our society. We've also touched upon the role of government in these interactions. Now let's speculate about the future of friendships between men and women. The question, can men and women be just friends, has been a topic of debate for years. Some women argue that being platonic friends with men is entirely possible and often beneficial, citing reasons such as emotional support, companionship, and shared interests. However, men often find it challenging to maintain a friendship without developing romantic feelings due to low self-esteem, hope for reciprocation, or an innate desire for companionship. In recent times, there's been a shift in this dynamic. More men are recognizing these patterns and choosing to step away, adopting a lifestyle popularly known as men going their own way, or MGTOW. This movement sees men prioritizing their own interests over romantic relationships in an attempt to regain control over their lives. On the other side, women are also evolving. They are embracing their independence, and the notion of a body count is becoming less stigmatized. However, this shift in attitudes has its repercussions, affecting family dynamics and birth rates. The future of male-female friendships is likely to continue reflecting these societal shifts. As men and women become more autonomous, friendships might become more transactional, based on mutual benefits rather than genuine camaraderie. Alternatively, we could see a rise in deeper friendships, as people seek emotional fulfillment outside of romantic relationships. In the midst of these changes, one thing remains certain: the dialogue around male-female friendships will continue. As societal norms evolve and gender roles blur, these relationships will undoubtedly transform. In an evolving society, can men and women truly be just friends? Or are we destined to remain in a cycle of passion, enmity, worship, and love? What are your thoughts?